So don't be discouraged if the ratio of failure to success is like 10 to 1 or even 100 to 1 or 1,000 to 1, because all it takes is one good thing to really get momentum going. Uh, More specifically, say you're doing some paintings and say you've done 100 paintings or 10 paintings, and say out of the 10 paintings or out of the 100 paintings, say one of them is good, or say one of them gets attention from other people, and say 9 or 90 of them don't. Hopefully it's not 90, but hopefully you've done at least 10, because it takes at least, I'd say 7 to 10 things before you get to something cool. Now you can get to something cool right away. That happens. Often the first take is the best one, but sometimes it's not, and sometimes it takes multiple acts, multiple times to get something to a point where it's really baked. But you have to do that. You have to go through a process of doing many things before one or five or two of them are good. That's why traditionally a sketchbook is kept. I don't keep a sketchbook because I can't stand it, but if it works for you, then do it. But uh, it's the repetition of tasks, it's the exploration, it's the spontaneous creative ideas coming to you, written down out of your mind onto the paper, that generates the active genius. You have a genius in you, and you have to get him or her out of you. To do that, you have to physically do it. Like you have to physically build a bridge to have cars and trucks pass over a gap in the road, or rather a gap in the land. A road bridges that gap. So repetition of tasks, sketching and drawing a lot of things, throwing out lots of ideas, eventually leads to one or two or five or six that are really good. Now, some people can generate really good ideas instantly and repetitively and constantly. Now, you can get to a point like that, but it takes, again, more and more and more repetition of tasks before you can have it pour out of you. That's why, like a well-seasoned jazz musician, for example, can get up there and improvise for an hour because they've done it so much, they've explored it so much and so long that they become it. So it's a matter of becoming it. To become it, you have to do it again and again, because then you are becoming it. Like, for example, if I go and drink every day, I become an alcoholic. I become good at it. Let's say I don't do that, but let's say that I did. Some people do. They become really good at it, and they become it. It becomes their identity. It defines them. There comes a point at two when it becomes irreversible, where there's so much an alcoholic that it will eventually be their demise. It will end them. But on a lighter note, with art, singing, music, and painting, drawing, when one becomes it, they are able to have it pour out of them, and it will flow out of them seemingly effortlessly, because there's a muscle memory in the brain and in the hands and in the psyche and in the heart that develops, to where they can then access this place, this zone, and it just comes out. And to get there, one's got to go through lots and lots of trial, doing lots of things that don't quite hit the mark, that are considered bad or failures or half-baked ideas, weak ideas, bad sketches. Those are really the good things. The bad sketches, the terrible drawings, the terrible paintings are good because they They are getting the artists to another place. So keep doing that, and you're actually better than you think you are. We're often our worst critics. Nonetheless, keep doing it, and eventually you will become it. You have to become it and own it and be it for it to pour out of you. I hope that was helpful. You have a great day.